Alright everyone, welcome back to my channel, Baseball Talk with Nick Morgan. So today, I'm going to be doing a Major League Baseball recap video. The past couple of days, a lot has been going on throughout the league, and I thought it'd be a good time to kind of compile everything together and talk about it in one video, share everything that's going on with you guys. If I missed anything, tell me down below in the comments section. And with that being said, if you haven't already subscribed, I ask that you please do so. We are on the road to 1,000 subscribers. The goal is to hit this before the end of 2019. I think it's definitely possible. So if you haven't already, please subscribe. It helped me out, and I'd greatly appreciate it. With that being said, we're going to start right off with the Major League Baseball recaps. Now, Nelson Cruz, we're going to talk about him for a couple minutes because this guy is amazing. Coming over with the Twins in 2019, this guy has been on fire, and he had his first ever 3-home run game. If you guys are watching this video the day it goes live, this is Friday, July 26th. He had his first ever 3-home run game yesterday. And he had 382 home runs in his career before he made it to this point. So I think that's just really cool, really exciting. It was definitely worth the wait. Now, the Twins beat out the White Sox by a score of 10-3. And we know that Minnesota, number one in the division, looking to easily make it in the postseason. A very good team. And I'm excited because, again, Nelson Cruz was with the Mariners coming over into the 2019 season. He changed teams, is wearing a different uniform now on the field, and he's definitely made a huge impact and splash on this team. I'm super excited. Again, I'm at a loss for words just because I think Nelson Cruz is really cool. He's got an awesome nickname too, NC Boomstick 23. That's just amazing. And a designated hitter at the age of 39. A lot of people are comparing him to a fine wine, much like Justin Verlander. In Verlander's case, his pitches are getting better as he's getting older. But for Nelson Cruz, he's hitting more home runs as he's getting older. At this point, there's really no need for him to slow down his career at least this rate. He can probably play for another year or two, maybe even a little longer than that, but he's still very good, and he's proving it on the field right now. I mean, this is really cool. We've seen a couple other guys do this so far this season. Gary Sanchez, Paul DeJong, we're talking about DeJong. Actually, later on this video, he just did it recently as well. So, yeah, we're going to start it off huge. Nelson Cruz, 380-plus home runs, and his first 3-home run game was yesterday. So the next highlight and recap we're going to be talking about here is from the Baltimore Orioles. Now, actually, we're not saying anything bad about them. They didn't get rid of a huge superstar player. They're not one of the worst teams in the league. Well, they are, but we're not mentioning that right now, per se. Their center fielder, Stevie Wilkerson, recorded a save against the Angels in the 16th inning of play last night. The Orioles won 10-8, and Wilkerson became the first position player to ever record a save since they started keeping that statistic in record books, which I think is really cool. He made history. I believe I also read he made an error in the outfield, which led to a couple runs, but then he had an RBI double. So he kind of balanced it out a little bit offensively and defensively, was responsible for some runs for both sides, but then he also got the save. So, I mean, I think that's awesome. We see nowadays a lot more position players pitching, especially when their team's getting blown out, just because why waste the bullpen arm or 1 or 2 or 3 at that point if, they're really hitting against you. So, center fielder Stevie Wilkerson of the Baltimore Orioles going ahead and making history, recording a save as a position player, the first person to ever do that. Again, I just think that's really cool. Congratulations to him, and the Orioles won. So moving forward, we're going to be talking about another designated hitter with a lot of power, Edwin Encarnacion. Just the other day, he reached 30 home runs in 2019, and that makes 8 consecutive seasons with a minimum of 30 home runs for Edwin and his career. And other Dominican-born players who have done this include Albert Pujols, Manny Ramirez, Sammy Sosa, David Ortiz, and Vladimir Guerrero Sr. So he's joining an elite group of very good hitters by accomplishing this feat. And again, he's one of those guys, it doesn't look like his career is coming to a halt anytime soon. I think he's going to keep playing, so maybe he goes 9, 10, 11 consecutive seasons with at least 30 home runs. But if you think about it, that's a lot of dingers. And just really cool to see him. And he finally started to break out with the Yankees. Last week, he had a couple home runs in one game. I believe he also had a grand slam. I could be wrong. But, now he's reaching a huge milestone in a Yankees uniform. So I think that's just really cool. And good for him. I mean, the guy has a lot of power. I started watching him when he was a Blue Jay. He's been with a couple different teams throughout the years. And yeah, so that's going to end it for Edwin Encarnacion. Next, we're talking about Paul DeJong, and he also has a lot of power. He can muscle up a ball, hit a lot of dingers, and that's just what he did the other night. He had his first ever 3-home run game a couple of days ago in a 14-8 win over the Pittsburgh Pirates. DeJong became the 12th Cardinal in history to record a 3-home run game, and he went 4 for 4 on the night. Going into that said game, He started with a .636 OPS, and now it's just a whole lot higher. Huge night for him. The Cardinals are definitely a team looking for a postseason berth, either the wild card or something. Maybe they scrap together a division win if they win a couple of games and kind of beat out some other big names right now and big teams in baseball. But Paul DeJong has been a beast. I really like him at shortstop. I think he's overlooked and underrated, and I really like that guy. I think he's got a lot of potential to him. He's really big and could potentially be one of the best shortstops in baseball in a couple of years from now. Now we're talking about injuries. There's been 2 big injuries, actually within the past 2 days, that have come about in Major League Baseball. One, Blake Snell. He needs, I might say this wrong, give me a second here, arthroscopic surgery, I think I actually got it, to remove loose bodies in his elbow, and he's expected to be back around September. Maybe earlier, but it's not likely. So he's already been kind of iffy on his bounce back year after winning the Cy Young Award for the American League in 2018. He hasn't put out the best numbers. 20 games, a 6-7 record, a 4.28 ERA, 101 innings pitched, 136 strikeouts, and a 1.25 WHIP. So he's not who the Rays really wanted to have, or that's not what the Rays were expecting from him this season. And Tyler Glasnow is also out with injury. He's been out for, I'd say, maybe a couple months now, at least a decent amount of weeks here. So the Rays are really lacking when it comes to starting pitching that can really go long into games. Charlie Morton's been amazing with them, but other than that, they really need to kind of find some starters maybe before this trade deadline, or just get something together here, because they initially started that opener method when it's like, hey, we're going to get a guy from the bullpen. He's going to start the first couple of innings, and we'll bring in more bullpen guys to kind of relieve him. But it's just not really come together here, and I think it's a very close race right now between the Rays and the Red Sox. It's 9 and 10 games or 10 and 11 games back, something like that. It might even be tied. The Red Sox are looking to try to go second place in the division. If that's the case, they're going to go ahead of the Rays for the wild card. So if the Rays want to make it in the postseason, they have to get Blake Snell back or Tyler Glasnow back or find starting pitching, because they cannot win a game without really good defense. And now, Joey Gallo. He also needs surgery. He actually had surgery, and he's expected to miss 4 weeks of play. The surgery was necessary to remove a fractured hook of the hamate bone in his right hand, and that was done yesterday. Again, if you guys are watching this video, the day it goes live. So Gallo is out for about a month. Luckily for the Rangers, it's not like a make or break type of deal. They're not really in the postseason talks right now, and they probably won't be. He's a great player. I think that guy's awesome too, especially in MLB The Show 19. I'm sure a lot of you guys use the Joey Gallo card a lot because that guy is a stud in that game and in real life too. But in 2019, he has 241 at-bats, a 253 average, 22 home runs, 49 RBIs, 4 stolen bases, and a .986 OPS. So definitely one of the Rangers' better players. But now he will be out because of that surgery. He's taking time to recover. And our final piece of news for this video is Troy Tulowitzki retiring from Major League Baseball. You guys might know him when he was with the Colorado Rockies, the Toronto Blue Jays, which is when I personally started to get to know him, and now, most recently, the New York Yankees. He spent 2019 with the Yankees, but only 11 at-bats where he hit 182 with 1 home run, 1 RBI, and a .833 OPS. In his career, he has 4,804 at-bats with a 290 average, 275 home runs, 780 RBIs, 57 stolen bases, and a .856 OPS. The guy defensively was a beast, especially with Colorado. Once he started to get with the Blue Jays, and definitely with the Yankees, injuries really started to kind of hold him back. He was not seeing a lot of playing time on the field, and just the Blue Jays and the Yankees both either had guys or acquired guys that could fill his spots. When he was healthy, he didn't really get much playing time anyway. So a little unfortunate. He talked about in an interview, I'm kind of paraphrasing this here, but how he loved the game and how he was so happy to be given the opportunity to play for all these different teams. He wished he can go ahead and leave that his dream with the Yankees and play, but his health is kind of taking him back and stopping him from doing that. So he decided to retire. So congratulations to Troy Tulowitzki. He had a great career and happy retirement. So that is going to end the video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, don't forget to drop a like down below, comment, and subscribe. Again, we're on the road to 1K subs by the end of 2019, so if you haven't already subscribed, please go ahead and do so. Thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you all next time. Peace.